So in this video, we're going to look at instructions for Lab 1. This lab is due Tuesday of week 2. Now before we get into how to do this, it is really important that you have Excel. This particular lab, it's not as big of a deal if you use numbers or Google Sheets because those can work fine. But in future labs, you are going to have Excel. Excel is required. And Excel is completely free through the college as long as you're a student. So if you don't have Excel, click on Assignments and Lessons on Blackboard, and then right here at the bottom, you can click on this link down here, and it will take you to the page to explain how to get the free Microsoft Office, and you get the entire Office, all of the Office products, even the ones that nobody uses. So now let's look at where to find Lab 1. So click on week 1, scroll all the way down here, and you see Lab 1 right there. When I click on it, you can click on Start, and here is the file to download. So you'll click on that and you'll download that. And when you are done with your lab, you can save it to your computer and save it with your name. Your name is the best thing to save it with. Like I would save it Kleiss Lab 1 if I was turning it in. And then when you're uploading it, you can click on the choose file to upload here and then find it on your computer and upload it right there. And then I will be able to take a look at it and give you your grade. The first lab is worth 30 points because there are 3 parts to it. So let's get to it. So when you first open the lab, you may come to this page. Now this says to have a sample with at least 50 elements. I am going to allow you to do 20 elements instead. Now I'm not going to type it right there, I guess. So go ahead and do 20 instead. And I'll send you out an email, or I'll post in the forums or something with this bit of information so that you don't, I'm going to change that, there you go, so that you it is in writing. So 20 elements is all you need, and you are going to need discrete, now see here, I'm going to change these two. You're going to need 20 data values that are categorical, 20 that are continuous, and 20 that are discrete. So once you've done all of your lessons for this, and I think you might get it all in the first and the second lessons for this week, you will then know what categorical, continuous, and discrete are. So for this lab, you will need 20 data values that are categorical, 20 that are discrete, and 20 that are continuous. The continuous you will use in future labs, so pick something that doesn't annoy you. Now in order to find these, you can do something super simple. You can open a bag of M&Ms and for categorical and look at the colors in the bag. You can sit on your front porch and take a look at cars driving by and write down their colors for the first 20 cars you see. Whatever you want to do, you can look in your closet and look at the first 20 items hanging in your closet and say what color they are. Whatever you choose to do. And so it can be your categorical. Continuous, go ahead and do a Google search. Pick something you're interested in and do a Google search. My continuous data is the highest, the strongest earthquake in different countries. And I just put their magnitudes here, and ta-da, I've got my continuous data. Discrete data set, once again, you could Google something. You can look at maybe the jersey, I don't know, I was going to say jersey numbers of 20 basketball players, or even though that's a weird one, that would almost be categorical. Let's see, you could take a look at, I don't know, go for a walk and count the number of cars in the driveway of 20 different houses, or I don't know, pretty much anything. All right, so let's start with our categorical. So for categorical here, I asked 20 people their favorite color. Actually, there are not 20 here. I must have somehow lost some, because see, 9. Okay, so I don't have 20, but you need to have 20. So I asked the favorite color of 20 of my imaginary friends, and I put them all right here. So this is my raw data. Make sure your raw data is here. And I want you to give a title. I want you to tell me what your variable is. So you need to look at your population. So my population is, I asked 20 of my friends on Facebook what their favorite color is. Your population is, what is the overall group that you are studying? What is the variable you're studying? The variable I'm studying is favorite color. Why am I interested? I don't really care why you're interested. You're probably not interested. The reason you're interested is because you have to do a lab. What are your units? Most of the time, categorical data does not have units, so you would need to say that there are no units or whatever. Why are you sure it is categorical? I want you to type in an explanation here, why you think it's categorical. And on E, explain how well it represents the population. Really, I just want to know how you got your data. That's really what I care about here. Now in the organizing, in order to use this for a pie chart, because we are going to be making a pie chart, you will need to put your data, so type in all of the colors. I don't know why I don't even have all of them. Purple, there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. I used to all be here. I must have done something funky. Okay. So we have all these people's favorite colors in here. And so my variable here is the favorite color, and the frequency here is how frequently does it show up in my list. So I'm going to use this in order to make a pie chart. So you have to create your frequency table in Excel here. Okay, so now I'm going to make the pie chart. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of these. So I'm highlighting both the color and the frequency. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on Insert. And you can go to Recommended Charts because it's going to recommend a pie chart. Or you can click on here. And I really recommend just a normal, average, beautiful pie chart. So I click on that. And I have this nice pie chart here. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So I have this nice pie chart here. I want it to fit in my box. There we go. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. And I'm going to make, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a title. Friends' favorite colors. Friends' favorite. Make sure you have a title. You have to have a title on your graph always. Colors. And then I'm going to, I want to have the percent on my graph. So I'm going to click on the one of the ones that shows percent. There's a few of them. There's this one, and there's several. There's that one right there. So just choose, there's one that has them. This is kind of cool. It lists them on the outside. So you do whatever you want. So I'm going to do, I don't like that one. I'm going to do this one. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, and I like that it has the colors in there. However, something I don't like is I don't like that the purple one is blue and the brown one is purple, and so this kind of annoys me. So I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to change this one to purple, and then I'm going to change this one right here is going to be, oh, I see, let me double click on this. Sorry about that. So this slice right here, I'm going to make that one purple. I think I already just did that. And I want a better color purple. So this color purple. I'm going to click on this one. This one is going to be brown. This one I want it to be green. So all I did was double click on one of the sectors, and then it opened up this, and then I clicked on the paint can so that I can change the colors. So I'm now going to click on the blue one, change this to blue. I don't really care. I mean, it might annoy me, but I'm not going to mark you down if you leave the colors the way they are. So there we go. Now my colors are correct. So once again, if I want to open up that window over there, I'm just going to double click on one of the sectors, and then it opens up this menu. Then click on the paint can, and then it'll allow me to change these. So now I have this nice pretty pie chart. So you do it however you would like, but that is the first one, and that is categorical. Let's take a look at continuous. So for continuous, what we're going to do is we're going to create a histogram. As I said before, Excel is kind of tricky with histograms. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of fancy footwork in order to make it to make the histogram the way I want it to. So once again, I want to know what your data is about. This is my raw data right here. I want to know what your population is. What is the variable? Most continuous data has units. What is your variable? I don't care why you're interested unless you really aren't interested. Why am I sure that it's continuous? And how did I get my data? So I am not requiring you to do this box right here. I am not requiring that because this is only needed if you're making a bar graph instead of a histogram. So I am ignoring this. So you do not have to do that. Okay. If you want to, go for it. But we don't have to do that. So now I want to make a histogram. So I need to highlight my data. I have a ton of it because I went crazy. So highlight your data. And then once again, we're going to go to Insert. And once you have it highlighted, if you click on recommended charts, see the histograms right down there. Or you can click on this one that looks like a histogram right here and choose the histogram. Move it over here. And I'm going to stretch it. This is definitely, this is just your very, very basic histogram. Once again, we need a chart title. This is earthquake, magnitude. This is like maximum, I think. Maximum earthquake magnitude in different countries. Okay. Now that I have this, I have a title here. I want to make it bold. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I just want to. Okay. Another thing, I need axis titles. Notice how there's no title on either my vertical or my horizontal axis. I need titles on both of those. So I'm going to go to Chart Design, and I'm going to add chart elements. So add chart elements, go to Axis Titles, Primary Horizontal, do the same thing again, Axis Titles, Primary Vertical. And now I need to type something in here. So this is going to be magnitude, whoops, and this is just not very big. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it. Magnitude, man, I can hardly see that. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to make it bigger. Sometimes I just don't like what's happening, and we're just going to kind of go with the flow. There we go. And then up here, as always, it is frequency. Oops. Once again, I don't like how big it is. Now I'm not looking for a perfect, it does not have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. Okay, so this is good. So now that I have this, so notice how our bins here start at my lowest number. So my lowest number is 4.4. They start at 4.4, and Excel chooses your bin width. But I don't want Excel to choose my bin width because this seems like a really strange, arbitrary bin width that it's starting with. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to change that. So I'm going to double click on the bars, and I'm going to go to here where it says bins, and I'm going to change my bin width. I want my bin width to be 0.5. So depending on what your continuous data is, you can make your bin width whatever you would like, but I want mine to be 0.5. And I don't like that my bars are blue. Nothing against the color blue. I mean, I like the color blue, but I want my bars to be red, just because I want my bars to be red. So you could do other really cool stuff with it. You can, let's see here. You can make the space in between your bars. Let me see here. I can make the space between my bars change. See the gap width here? So what I did was I double clicked down here on the numbers, and I could change my gap width. So if I wanted to have a bigger gap width, I could do that. But I don't want that because, let me go back to that. I don't want that because remember, on histograms, our bars touch each other. But I'm just showing you what you can do. If you don't, and let's say that I don't want, I'm going to double click on this again. Let's say that I don't want tick marks, or I want to have extra tick marks. I could do extra tick marks here. Okay, I don't know what I did, but anyway. So there's other things that you can do with it. There's things that you can play with up here on chart design, all sorts of pretty options. But this is basically what I'm looking for. But let me show you one other little thing. What if I don't want my histogram to start on my lowest number? I want it to start at 4 instead of 4.4. There's not a way to just tell Excel, hey, start at 4. So sometimes I have to trick it. Yes, I know my lowest number is 4.4, but I'm just going to change it here. I'm going to change it to 4 because it doesn't change anything on my histogram other than now my bin width is 0.5 and my first bin is 4 to 4.5. So it still has the same frequency in that first bar. I just am changing it so that it starts at 4 instead. You don't have to do this. It's just something I like to do because it makes it prettier, and I'm all about the pretty graph. So there you go. There is my lovely histogram, and it gives me all the magnitudes. And this looks like it, I don't know, it might be a little left skewed. It's really hard to say. It looks like it almost wants to be bell-shaped. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. All right, so let's move on to discrete data. So for discrete data, I took my imaginary Facebook friends once again, and I asked them how many children each of them have. And so I put all of the numbers here. This once again is my raw data. Again, I put something up here showing what my variable is because I want to know what the variable is. Answer all of the questions in here. A lot of times there are not units in discrete data. In some cases there are. I probably would just type children in there. And with the discrete data, you can use whatever type of graph you want that best shows your data. If you want to, you could do a pie chart, you could do a bar graph. There's all sorts of really fun things you can do. Check out the graphs. Go to do your insert. Check out all the different types of graphs that they offer. They offer a whole lot of super fun stuff. So go ahead and just play with it. That's what the discrete is for, is just to play with it. You're basically going to be graded on, do you have a graph here? Do you have 20 data values here? Did you answer the questions accurately? And that's all. And then once you're done, make sure to save it and upload it to that file. That's all I've got for you on this. Have a great day.